Hey, I keep getting questions asking about green onions and some of these other things, so I thought I would just do a short little video while I'm talking about these couple things. That way I can link it so people can see it when they're asking. But anyways, this is how I store green onions. This is called a jelly jar, but any small little cup like this would work. And I put filtered water in it. And then I keep these on the windowsill or the countertop, not in the fridge normally. And then when they get longer like this, then I don't have any scissors right here, but I trim them back to about 1/2 inch. So I'm just going to do that real quickly, I guess with the knife. Normally I do it with the scissors. So I just trim them like that. And then if there's any of the white, this part here that feels slimy, I just kind of roll it back and get it off, and it just makes more new layers. So I just kind of go like this and just kind of get it off. Sometimes I run it under the water. Sometimes it gets stuck because it really didn't need to come off yet. That's really funny. It's really stuck. So live video there. Anyways, I just pull it off like this, like the older layers, and I put it back in the water. And I normally change the water out every week or 2 weeks. And I have onions on my hands. I'm gonna wash those off. And then I just keep trimming the tops as I need them for recipes or what we're using. And they just keep growing back. So if you keep filtered water in it, if you use your tap water, it probably has chlorine in it and it will kill the plants. So even if you don't have a Berkey like I do, use your fridge water or, you know, whatever water that you normally drink. But if you put tap water in it, it'll probably kill it. So that's normally the first thing that I ask when people ask me how they last. Normally, I don't keep these in the summertime as much because I have a garden outside and then I just get them from the garden, but they normally last like a couple months. I would say about 3 months, as long as you're trimming the ends and keeping clean water in them, and then just kind of peeling off any of those outer layers, because we're just trying to get the greens to grow and reuse them. So this has been on my windowsill for a while. So again, like if you have super hot weather, like you might not want to keep it on the windowsill. During our remodel, we actually kept it in the fridge because they were getting sawdust in the little holes and that was grossing me out. So it does work keeping it in the fridge also with filtered water, and then just keep those ends trimmed. Yeah, see, this is another, that's a crazy long one. So I would just cut that one about 1/2 inch or so. Anyways, so green onions. And then I wanted to show you this. This is my parsley from February 1st. See, it's the same February, it's backwards. Parsley, February 1st. This is the last of it that I haven't used all the way. So I just grab this out and I trim these occasionally and try to get any leaves that are hanging down there. So every couple weeks I just pull it out and I trim these ends just like you would flowers. So I'm gonna do that real quick while I'm doing this. So I just made new ends. I always joke that this is like their pores sucking up, but I found out recently that's actually called the vascular system on the plant. And so that opens up the vascular system again, and then it can keep sucking water and be staying a live plant. And then every 2 weeks or so, I just dump this out and add new water to it. I'm going to do that again. Filtered water, not your tap water, whatever you normally drink. But our tap water is full of chlorine and it will kill the plants. So this is the same one, and they just kind of sit in there. This is the same one from February 1st. So February 1st, today is what, April 2nd? And there's just a few left. They're gonna fall down in there. Try not to get them to fall if you can. And then this is cilantro from March 1st. So it's a month old, March 1st cilantro. And when they start to get like a little yellow like this, then I just pick them out. It's not a bad thing. They just get a little yellow. I know my lighting's kind of funny here tonight. And this one's just dying a little bit. It's just getting a little brown a little bit. And then same thing. I haven't pulled these out of the water in a couple weeks. So I'm just gonna pull them out, grab any of those leaves that have been in the water, and then I'm gonna take the end of this and cut it. And I just made fresh cuts on that, so that opens that back up. I'm gonna put new clean water in this. I'm supposed to be doing my taxes, but I've been avoiding it as much as possible today. I got one of them done, but just not all 3 of them done yet. Anyways, okay, so make sure that they're touching in the water and not just hanging out there. But again, that's March 1st. Today's April 1st, or April 2nd. This is from February 1st. These are spinach. I always call them like the farm stand spinach. So when I can get them like this, I do that occasionally. Sometimes I get them in the bags. I like these more for like fresh eating. And then the ones that are in the bags I like more for omelets and smoothies and that kind of stuff. But everything was washed like I wash things. But these are from when I went to the grocery store around March 26th. So they're over a week old, like 8 days old. And then again, it's been like a week. I'm just going to trim those ends and then add more water to this. So you just have to trim like a little tiny bit, like 1/4 of an inch. And then this water isn't that old. I'm just gonna add a little bit more and put it right back in there like this. And these will last like a couple weeks, so all fresh like this if you want them like that, or you can put them in a glass container and they'll last a couple weeks too. But sometimes it's fun just opening up your fridge and seeing something pretty. Oh, hold on. Speaking of that, there's my artichoke. So I need to add some more water to that, so I'm glad I thought about looking at it. It is still barely touching the water. I don't know if I can do it at that angle. But again, I've had this in my refrigerator for about 8 days. Oh, there's dinner. I've had this in my refrigerator for about 8 days, and I'm just going to trim that in just like I did everything else here and add a little bit more water. So I just opened that back up. I'm gonna add a little bit more water so it's in the water, and then this just sits in my fridge like this. So we normally eat the produce as it's needing to be eaten, so it totally looks fresh and all the things, so I might not eat it for another week or whatever. So all of these items I keep in the refrigerator, except the green onions, which I normally keep on the countertop or on the windowsill, but you can keep them on the counter. But we're like getting towards warmer weather. If it's like 100 degrees outside, don't keep it on the window. And then this is just kind of fun. I wanted to show. So this is like 8 days old. This was just the trash from the lettuce, and I put it in water. I used to do this when we had littles at home, and it's just kind of fun, but it grows its own little lettuce to come back out again. So it's just kind of something fun to do with the leftovers, and you know, littles think it's fun to see something growing again. But you can plant this in dirt, or this is just sitting in a little bit of water. So it will grow like a whole nother head of lettuce on it. And then behind me here, whatever. These are our tomato plants, spinach and lettuce that are gonna go outside after it cools, or after it's not so cool. These go out. The tomato plants and okra go out after Mother's Day here, so they're going to keep growing. I'll probably end up moving them into bigger pots, and then the spinach and lettuce I'll probably put out pretty soon when we get a couple days of no rain. Okay, so anyways, have a good day, you guys. Bye.